You may eat any animal that has a 10 bed.
Okay. This is Judge Wilson. Who is on in a phone number that's in the 601? Yes, the person that just cleared their throat. What is your name?
Margie Harris.
All right, Ms. Harris, I'm going to mute you yet again. Do not unmute your phone unless I'm addressing you particularly. And whatever radio program, podcast, or record you have going in the background, that needs to be shut off before you're unmuted.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have 9 o'clock. I'm going to call the civil and just the civil dockets. I think is all we have this morning. We begin with Lasalle County. Lasalle County tax case versus Maria Rodriguez.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeff Garcia on behalf of the plaintiffs. We are ready on that case. However, we'll probably need to get to a breakout room with the ad litem, Ms. Sylvia Rodriguez on it.
Okay, and I don't see her at the moment. I'm going to make a,
I'm here, Judge James Vale for intervener.
yes, but I don't see Ms. Rodriguez. All right, I'm going to make Ms. Riley the host, so she can do breakout rooms. LaSalle County versus Manuel Lopez.
Same announcement, Your Honor, ready, and we'll need to discuss with the ad litem, Ms. Rodriguez.
LaSalle County versus Angelina Gonzalez.
Your Honor, we'd like to pass on that case. The ad litem, Ms. Roberts, has found a new defendant that we will need to get served.
All right. And does someone have their phone on in the back and their radio on? LaSalle County versus Walter Statterly.
Your Honor, we'd like to pass on that case. Taxes have been paid, and we'd like to get with the taxpayer to pay the court costs.
All right. LaSalle County versus Ernesto Cruz.
Your Honor, plaintiffs announced on this case.
Intervener's ready.
And Marcos Leva versus Lewis Resources.
Your Honor, Brian Corey here on behalf of the plaintiff. It's a motion for substituted service, so there won't be anybody on the other side. It'll be ex parte. I'm ready to proceed with.
I'll mark you number 1, and if you will just post a copy of your motion and affidavit in order to me in chat, I'd appreciate it.
Will do.
Wilson County, Jacqueline Harris versus Sophie Kennel, the Hershey Company, and Walmart.
Your Honor, my name is Brad Bartlett. I'm lawyer for one of the co-defendants in that case. It's not my motion.
That case was dropped, Judge, and reset to April the 8th.
4-8. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Your excuse, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
John Deere versus Tina Ibarra.
Yes, sir. Ed Phillips for John Deere, and I'm ready. Motion for summary judgment.
Right on, Mark.
I'm here as well.
Okay. And all right. So you're Tina Ibarra?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Ms. Riley, if you'd make me the co-host, I'd appreciate it. All right, and Ms. Ibarra, have you filed an answer in this case? Or a response to the motion for summary judgment?
Yes, sir, I did. They have actually received the equipment. I don't live in Texas full time. I'm backwards and forth between Texas and Alabama.
Okay, ma'am, I'm not asking you to put on your case, and this is a motion for summary judgment, which is not a trial. I will, however, ask you and Mr. Phillips to confer in a breakout room and see if there's anything the two of you can resolve this morning before we move on to his motion.
They already have the equipment, so I'm just
okay, ma'am. I'm not debating that with you, and I don't know what this lawsuit is about. I suspect it's over equipment, agricultural equipment, because it's John Deere, but that's not necessarily the end of it. It may be that they're claiming that you owe them money for payments or something like that. So I'm
Okay.
to ask you, when you get an invitation to a breakout room from the court coordinator, to take that. Click on
Okay.
New Res LLC, formerly known as Penn Financial versus Cody Bruton.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Attorney Carlos Hernandez Vivoni, representing the plaintiff, and we're ready to move forward with this motion for summary judgment, Your Honor.
All right, and has anyone heard from Corey Bruton?
No, we have not, Your Honor. Also, the answer that it's on file does not contain any information to contact Mr. Bound. No telephone number, no email.
Okay. Did you give him notice at the address where he was served, or?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll mark you number 3. Anyone else told to be here today? Your case was not called. All right. Go back to the LaSalle County and chat. Okay. All right, and Mr. Corey, were you able to post the, are you able to post the documents to me?
Your Honor, I'm out of my office. However, I just made contact with my paralegal. She's going to go ahead and put that to jump on, throw it in the chat, as well as send it to your court coordinator there. So
Okay,
it may take a few minutes. I apologize.
that's fine. All right, well, I'm asking John Deere case to confer, so I guess New Res versus Bruton is first. Let me pull that file. All right, Go ahead, Mr. Hernandez.
Good morning again, Your Honor. This is Attorney Carlos Hernandez Vivoni on behalf of the plaintiff, New Arrest Financial Mortgages. Your Honor, this petition was filed in
Hold on,
October.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, sir. Ms. Harris? Ms. Harris?
I just muted her, Judge.
Yes, I'm asking her to unmute. Did she answer on a case?
No, she did not.
All right, Ms. Harris, please unmute your phone. Well, she's muted at least. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
No worries, Your Honor. As I was saying, Your Honor, this petition was filed back in August 2020. The defendant made an appearance, and the appearance essentially denied all allegations, but requests some time to settle the matters. Your Honor, we then filed a motion for summary judgment. Summary judgment remains uncontested as of this date. Summary judgment contains all conditions precedent for this court to enter summary judgment. It contains an affidavit evidencing the indebtedness. It contains the contract and the security agreement. The intent of plaintiff is to obtain a writ of possession once summary judgment is entered by this honorable court. Being the fact, Your Honor, that our motion for summary judgment still uncontested and there are no facts that are in dispute, Your Honor, we move the discretion of this honorable court for the entry of summary judgment.
Okay. All right, I'll take judicial notice of the entire contents of the file. And you had said that Mr. Bruton was sent notice of the hearing today at whatever address he was served at?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Grant the relief prayed for. Do you have your proposed order?
Yes, Your Honor. I think the proposed order is submitted in the registry of the court. If not, we'll upload right away.
Okay, if you could just post that to me in chat, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'll do that right away. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let me look at the Lewis resource. All right, Mr. Corey, do you have your proposed order?
Your Honor, yes, I can certainly have one sent over to the court today.
All right, I will sign that just to let you know if it's being left on a door or something. I always, or try to always require that folks also send a copy first class mail.
Understood, Your Honor. My intention is under the motion to have it served pursuant to Rule 106, where it's going to be left with somebody and signed for by somebody 16 years of age older.
Okay, that's fine. Just
and I'll state that within the order for the court.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Your Honor, the proposed order is now uploaded to the chat.
All right, sir, don't we need some numbers in here? It says.
If this honorable will require to, we'll do so. If this honorable will require the numbers, right now, we're just going by what was claimed in the complaint, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm not going to sign a judgment that says you're entitled to X, but not say your damages, but not say what they are, or give some way to contact him. I mean, if this is something that you figure the guy's judgment proof and you just want a judgment for your court cost and a writ to get the trailer and get it back and go on about your way, I'll sign it that way, but not just where it says that you're get attorney's fees and actual damages, but not what that number is.
I get it, Your Honor. Do you want me to fix that and send it to you after the hearing?
Send it, e-file it, whatever you would like.
We'll do so, Your Honor. Thank you. You have a great day. Permission to be excused.
Yes, sir, you're excused. All right, and are we ready on the Lasalle tax cases?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready on all the tax cases, and Ms. Rodriguez is now on the court setting.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready as well. Thank you and good morning to all.
All right, calling Lasalle County versus Maria Rodriguez, Manuel Lopez, and Ernesto Cruz.
Your Honor, Garcia, on behalf of plaintiffs, I'd like to make a motion to consolidate the tax cases in which we announced ready.
Any objection?
No objections.
Objection, Judge.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Not for a moment. Mr. Caballo,
Okay.
Out of a abundance of caution, I'm going to ask you to either log off or pull over. It looks like you're driving.
No, my wife is driving, Judge. I'm in the
Your
passenger-
wife is
I'm in the
driving.
passenger
Okay.
seat.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Okay, yes, you may proceed, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we ask the court to take judicial notice of all documents and citations in the court's file, that all the necessary parties were properly served, and more in particular, in the first two cases, Rodriguez and Lopez, Ms. Sylvia Rodriguez was appointed attorney ad litem on those two cases to represent the interest of the defendant.
Without objection, I'll take judicial notice of the entire content of the court's files.
And at this time, I ask the court to admit into evidence which have been previously marked as plaintiff's exhibits, and we ask that those exhibits be admitted into evidence.
Is there any objection?
No objection, Judge.
No objection.
All right, without objection, the plaintiff's exhibits are admitted into evidence in all three cases.
And lastly, Your Honor, based off of those exhibits and also of the answers of the attorney ad litem, we ask the court to approve of judgments in favor of plaintiffs and interveners on all of the cases in which we announced already.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
I would just ask if I can introduce interveners exhibits, which are marked as water exhibit 1 of evidence.
All right, is there any objection?
No objection.
None, Your Honor.
All right, without objection, the interveners exhibits are admitted also.
Thank you, Your Honor. And we pray for judgment to be rendered in each of the cases.
Okay, and let me ask, has there been a report filed by the ad litem?
Yes, Your Honor, I have filed a report on this case.
Okay.
And furthermore, may I
Go ahead.
ask real quickly, Mr. Garcia, did these individuals contact you and try to make a payment arrangement?
On one of the cases, Sylvia, the payment was sent, however, it was made out to the law firm and not the tax office, so that got sent back to the taxpayer. And so I believe there have been arrangements trying to make a payment agreement, but that's what happened on one of the cases.
Okay, and is that still a possibility?
Absolutely, we will always accept payments, and we never move on foreclosure as long as payments are being made on it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Your Honor. That was my concern. And I have no objections, Judge.
All right. Then I will take all of these under advisement. Have the judgments been e-filed, proposed judgments?
Not yet, Your Honor. We're going to gather some signatures here today from Mr. Cabello and Ms. Rodriguez, and then we will submit those to the court for review.
Okay, I will look at them and either sign off on them, or if I have any questions, I'll let you know.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Going back
And Your
to
Honor,
Wils- Yes, ma'am.
that's all I had as well, Judge. So I'm asking to be excused as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Judge, are any of the orders going to be on chat for today's?
no.
Okay, may I be excused then?
E-filed. Absolutely, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay, and on John Deere versus Tina Ibarra.
Yes, sir. Ed Phillips for John Deere. I talked to Miss Ibarra in the breakout room to explain to her what we were doing today. And
Go ahead, sir.
she said she didn't have any objection to the entry of the summary judgment. She was having trouble logging back in, getting out.
She's here right now, I believe.
Okay.
Miss Ibarra, it says Tina.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I didn't know, I could not see that she had rejoined. So we are ready to proceed. Again, I went through briefly and explained to Miss Ibarra and acknowledged that we do have the equipment. Judge, it was picked up under a writ of sequestration that you authorized and is sitting at the Telus Equipment Solutions dealership, I think down in Floresville.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Ibarra, are you ready to proceed this morning?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Phillips.
Your Honor, this is a suit that I filed on behalf of John Deere, seeking to collect those amounts due under a retail installment contract, security agreement, which Miss Ibarra executed back in September 13th of April 13th, 2019, for the purchase of some, in essence, landscaping implements, some mower, a trailer, and some other things, a pole pruner, a blower, a chainsaw, and a trimmer. We got service, substitute service on Miss Ibarra through serving her husband, who was in Texas at the time. I think Miss Ibarra, correct me, Miss Ibarra, if I'm wrong, you were in Alabama at the time.
That is correct.
And so we got substitute service. I prepared to take a default judgment against Miss Ibarra some time ago. And as it turned out, Miss Ibarra had filed an answer and the court let me know that. However, her answer was related to something having to do with her home and not really John Deere, but it got filed in our case too. So I then contacted Miss Ibarra by phone, spoke to her on either one or two occasions, talked about an agreed judgment and see if she would consent to that. She said she would consider it, so I prepared an agreed judgment, forwarded that to her, I think on December the 3rd of 2020. And let's see. Then when I didn't hear from her, I sent her another email, said, well, if we're not going to do this with an agreed judgment, I'm going to have to proceed with filing a summary judgment. And so that's how we ended up here, Judge. The reason I give you that long explanation is because the attorney's fees in this case are significantly higher than they would normally be in a default judgment situation, probably more in line with the summary judgment. And so I would ask the court to take judicial knowledge of the pleadings which have been filed in the case, the summary judgment motion, together with the 3 exhibits. The exhibits of the exhibit 1 is the affidavit of the John Deere representative to establish the execution of the loan contract, the filing of the security agreement, and perfection of the security interest by the filing of the UCC, and the amounts due under the loan contract. It also proves up the 2 written notices that I provided to Ms. Ibarra in writing, first a cure notice and then a acceleration notice prior to filing suit. And then exhibit 2 is my attorney's fee affidavit. And that establishes that between the date I was retained and today's date, I will have expended 39.8 hours of work on this case. And I'll go through the attorney's fee and expense affidavit if you'd like for me to in more detail.
It's been attached and not objected to, and I've looked at it and it looks to be in the proper format.
Okay, and then exhibit 3 is simply my effort to communicate with Ms. Ibarra and forward her the agreed judgment to avoid having to do this proceeding today, just to advise the court of because the attorney's fees and expenses are acknowledged to be a little high. So that's the reason those are attached. So I'd ask the court to take judicial knowledge and admit those 3 exhibits.
I'll take judicial notice of the entire contents of the court's file. I mean, they're all attached to your motion for summary judgment. They haven't been struck, so I don't think it would be proper to admit them because this is not a trial, but
no.
Go ahead, sir.
So at this time, and we also, in addition to having the motion for summary judgment on file, Judge, we also have a motion to dissolve the writ of sequestration and release the surety from the sequestration bond that we had to file. So there is a final summary judgment order which was uploaded, as well as an order to dissolve the writ of sequestration. And I have learned from practicing law for 44 years and representing John Deere for 31 of those years throughout Central and West Texas to not always assume I'm going to receive all the attorney's fees which I asked for. So there is a blank line in the final summary judgment for the court to insert what the court believes to be reasonable and necessary attorney's fees and expenses in this case.
And I'm looking to see if I've got a proposed. Give me just a minute. All right. And does the John Deere rest?
Yes, sir. I don't believe we have anything further at this time, unless the court has questions.
Okay, Ms. Ibarra,
Yes, sir.
what do you have for me to consider?
I don't have anything, sir. I don't have the equipment. I'm losing my home. I lost my job, and that's the reason why I could not keep up with the equipment cost. I don't know what else to say other than that, so.
All right, ma'am, and let me ask you, let me ask Mr. Phillips, rather. I take it that there's going to be a sale.
Yes, sir. We will, once we have a final judgment entered, we will send it off to the bid list. John Deere uses a nationwide bid list where they advertise the equipment all over the country to both John Deere dealers and properly certified equipment jockeys. And so it's a bidding process. It's not just thrown into an auction yard and auctioned off to the lowest bidder. And I did tell Ms. Ibarra that I would, once the equipment has been sold, that I would communicate with her and let her know what the net proceeds of that sale or those sales, depending on how they market the equipment to sell, because there's quite 6 or 7 pieces. I told her I would let her know what the net proceeds were.
Okay, give me just a moment. Okay, I will grant the motion for summary judgment. I will award $7,500 in attorney's fees. And just as long as you're clear, Ms. Ibarra, that I don't know, have any idea what this collateral is going to be sold for. It just looks like it was not paid on a great deal of time, so I doubt there'll be a surplus, but that you will be entitled to you'll get a credit against the amount you owe for whatever John Deere publicly sells this property for, minus their cost of sale. Yeah, so you might find out when that's going to be, and if you have any friends or business associates who are interested in that equipment, they may want to try and get them to go out and bid on it. Now, let me ask, is the order to dissolve the writ of sequestration built into the final judgment, or was that separate, you said?
It's a separate order, Your Honor.
All right, let me see if okay, and I see I have that too. So give me just a moment and I'll sign these. Well, David. If you'll give me just a minute, my computer is running poorly this morning, but I will get these posted online or in chat. I hope. There it goes. Okay. All right, I've just posted the judgment. Okay. I tried to send this to everyone and it didn't go through. Okay, I just posted the judgment in the order dissolving the writ of sequestration. I asked Ms. Kruger to file that in her office, and that should be it.
Testing coordinating, and you have to do an answer document for every single child in the school.
All right, let me see here. Okay, Ms. Ibarra, Mr. Phillips, you're released.
I just need to get the orders out of chat so I can e-file those, Judge, before you end the meeting.
Certainly. All right, and Ms. Garza?
I think she was with that one attorney judge that posted that Corey, I believe it was. Brian
Yes, but
Corey.
she's still here.
Okay. And I just sent a chat to Margie Harris to find out what case she's on, because I don't show her on the docket.
I don't either.
Your Honor, this is Ed Phillips. Once again, I just wanted to thank Ms. Riley for all of her help in getting this on the docket for me.
Okay.
She is
Right,
a real asset to you.
She is.
Thank you, sir. Stay safe, and may I be excused now?
Oh, absolutely. You're excused.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Kruger, did you have a chance to get those?
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Phillips.
Judge, I've got them and I will be putting them into e-file shortly.
Okay, and I had let Mr. Skilla go down in Lasalle County, so now that I have the order on Lewis Resources, I will just post that. I'll e-file that myself. All right, so is there anything else we need to do?
That's all I have, Judge.
All right, I'm gonna go and start working on our reopening stuff so we can start having jury trial and things.
Okay.
Y'all have a good day.
You have a good
Thank
day,
you, you
everybody.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Ms. Harris, the docket's been finished, court's been finished, so you never announced what case you're on. I'm not even sure if you're still there.